Patience. We want to talk about that. Oh my God, that's such a difficult thing to do is to have patience. That's what we want to talk about. Are you ready? Are you sure? Let's go. So are you ready for patience? This is something that sometimes is so difficult to overcome. Sometimes people struggle with that because it's almost like a microwave. Sometimes in the times that we're looking, we want it right now, but it doesn't happen right now. But you have to understand the things that you want in life. Is it worth it to wait? Because I in the earlier days, I would be with my mom and my stepfather, and he was a farmer. And I never saw him once he planted the seed, potatoes, and he had an apple tree. I never saw him get up every morning and dig the seed up to see if it was still there. He knew in time he was going to have his apple tree. He knew. So patience is something that you have to determine is going to take time. I can recall a story. I want to tell you a story. I had this gentleman, pastor, and he was a very popular pastor, preacher, man of God, did a lot of recording, and then they would show it live on Saturday evening on the radio station. And so I was told, you need to meet him. He could take you to another level in the insurance business. So I got the opportunity to come and visit him, and his secretary would tell me to have a seat because he was recording, wait a few minutes, and you get a chance to see him. Wow, I felt great. This is now my opportunity. So he will open the door, come on in. Big, sturdy guy, about 5'10", 265 pounds. He had no neck. I mean, he would be really intimidating. I mean, he had no neck, and he was broad shoulders. And I would sit there getting ready to give a presentation. He said, you know what? I'm tired. Come back next week. Yes, sir. Come back the next week. Wait, walk in. No, I don't want to talk today. Come back next week. This went on for 6 weeks. Wait in the reception area. Sit down with him for maybe 30 seconds and leave. But I was determined because I saw a way that I could help him and he could help me. So the secretary said to me, she said, take charge. I went in and he said, come back next week. No, sir. I'm here now. I want to talk to you about something that I feel of added value for you and your family. I'm not leaving until you listen to me. And he looked at me and he said, that's what I've been waiting for. But you have to have patience. It takes time. It takes time, number one, to gain credibility. Particularly those that's in the insurance business, because the lifespan of most agents is not very long. So people don't, they may do business with you if they see your sincerity. They see that you're committed to your work. But they don't really know that. Because people they're going to carry a mask on. They're not going to share with you their inner thoughts or their dreams and goals and expectation. It takes time for them to get to know you, and takes time for you to get to know them. So when you may be this close if you just exercise patience. Just wait. Plant the seed. That's getting customers. Water it. Give good service. But somewhere along the way that sometimes causes us to lack in patience. When you are watering the ground and you're planting a seed in the ground, customers, along the way you're going to get some weeds and things going to grow up. That could be negative talking from your office, negative people. You got to pull it up right away. And so once you do that, you look at my years of experience in the business now spanning over 50 years, I have a beautiful garden. But it required me to wait, to have patience, and have a belief that what I was doing was going to bring the results. I am sure that I used to, another story, Mr. Solomon's full of stories. And I can recall when we had our first daughter, and then for the first few months, Miss Carol didn't wear a maternity dress, and I wasn't sure, but she said, "Oh, there's a baby in here. There's a baby in here." We didn't think about going to the doctor, open up her stomach to see whether or not there was a baby growing inside of her body. We just knew that in time, usually 9 months for the most part. So that's where it comes down to patience, the things that you are doing that you know exactly. But what happens to many of us, and certainly through my experience, is that you understand people don't buy for your reason. They buy for their reason. And situation changes, time changes. So you have to have more than just one person that you're seeing. You always have to have people in your downline or your pipeline that you're going out visiting them today, and then perhaps another 3-4 weeks that they may be ready for you to have a second interview with them. But in the meantime, you're busy every day. But that also requires you to have the level of patience. I want to ask you a question. What are you struggling with? What is causing you the things that you started off with, and maybe you may be this close to your breakthrough, this close to the goals that you're setting for yourself? What are you doing today that's preventing you from doing that? Are you lacking in patience? I would love to hear your comments. Reach out to me. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if I have a belief in what you're doing. Can you wait for it to grow to maturity? But in the meantime, if you need someone, whether or not, again, I say, if you've been down, I've been down, I can identify with you. If you had a mountaintop experience, I'm there also. And anywhere in between, I've been there also. I'm willing to share. Let me hear from you. I would love to communicate with you. I hope that the things that you've heard from me, Mr. Solomon, I hope that you can start building a building block that leads you to a level that you can be still, you can wait for that manifestation. Patience sometimes is so difficult. But I believe that if you follow the advice that Mr. Solomon wants to share with you, I believe that you can have whatever you say and whatever you put your heart to do.